George's Marvellous Medicine.
Whoa, boy. Steady now, Jack Frost. George! Walk on, boy. Walk on.
Oh, there you are, George.
Hi, Mum.
Put Jack Frost back in the field and come in now, please.
Why?
Because I need your help.
Why?
I want you to look after Grandma for a while. She'll need her medicine.
But it doesn't do her any good.
What do you mean?
She's always just as horrid after she's had it as she'd been before.
Don't be unkind, George. Come on inside now, please. You know your Grandma loves you. Where is that wretched boy, I ask you? Never around when you need him, always off and about somewhere, riding that dreadful old nag of his, or chasing the chickens. Disgraceful, I call it. Mary! Mary! Yes, Mother? Shut that door, will you? Oh, yes, right. There's a terrible draught and it's not doing my lumbago any good at all. It's like a gale coming through here. Sets my false teeth on edge, it does. Did you find him? Yes, Mother. He's on his way. Good. He can make me a nice cup of tea. My mouth's as dry as the bottom of a chicken coop. Oh, dear. Parched I am, and does anybody care? I should say not. I could shrivel up like a pickled walnut and nobody would even notice. Oh, now, Mother, you know that isn't true. There you are, boy, and not a moment too soon. I suppose you were out on that pony, were you?
Yes, Grandma.
Ha! I knew it. I just knew it. Spoiled rotten you are. All you young people today are the same. No appreciation of your elders and betters. No understanding at all.
Mother.
Off you all go without a by your leave. No respect.
Mother.
That's what's gone. Respect. Now when I was young.
Most grandmothers are lovely, kind, helpful old ladies, but not this one. She was a grisly old grunion of a grandma. George couldn't help disliking her with her pale brown teeth and a small puckered-up mouth like a dog's bottom. She spent all day and every day sitting in her chair by the window, and she was always complaining, grousing, grouching, grumbling, griping about something or other. She didn't seem to care about other people, only about herself. She was a miserable old grouch.
Stand up straight when I talk to you. Stop all this slouching, boy. I can't be doing with slouching.
Yes, Grandma.
Now, George, I'm just off to the shops in the village. I won't be long, but please don't forget to give Grandma her medicine. At 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock on the dot's when I have it, and then I might have a little tot of gin to wash it down. Just a nip, mind. Helps with the digestion. The silver tablespoon's on the sideboard. And mind you use it, boy. I don't want to take my medicine from anything but the best spoon in the house. I won't be long. I should hope not, because I'll be wanting my dinner. Be a good boy, George, and don't get up to mischief.
This was a silly thing to say to a small boy at any time, but it was a particularly silly thing to say to George, who was a boy with a very vivid imagination. And whenever his mother said it to him, George's imagination would set to work inside his head and say, "Now, what sort of mischief do you think you can get up to today, George?"
I wonder.
And George would start thinking up all sorts of clever schemes and plans. He didn't have a brother or a sister, and the farm was miles away from anywhere, so there were never any children to play with. He was tired of staring at pigs and cows and sheep. He was especially tired of having to live in the same house as that grisly old grunion of a grandma. Looking after her all by himself was hardly the most exciting way to spend a Saturday morning, and his clever little brain would start to get carried away and would say to him, "Well, George, what's it to be? Something exciting?"
Something exciting.
The cat kettle's boiled so you can start by making me a nice cup of tea. That'll keep you out of mischief for a few minutes.
OK, Grandma. How much sugar?
1 spoon and no milk.
But
I have to remind you every time. You'd think by now you'd remember that I have no milk and 1 sugar, but no!
I
Just shows how much you care about your poor old Grandma. If you cared, you'd remember.
Here you are, Grandma. What's the matter, Grandma?
It's not nearly sweet enough. More sugar, you silly boy.
But I put 1 spoon in.
Nonsense.
I did.
If that's 1 spoon, I'll eat my hat. Tastes perfectly revolting. Put more in, boy, and think sharp about it. And where's the saucer?
The saucer?
I won't have a cup without a saucer. Who do you think I am?
Here you are, Grandma.
And a teaspoon. Where's me teaspoon?
I've stirred it for you, Grandma.
I'll have you know, young man, that I'll stir my own tea, thank you very much. Can't trust you to do anything properly. Here, give me that spoon.
George felt that he shouldn't stand for this. Why, he asked himself, does she treat me so badly when everyone else is out?
Grandma,
What?
why do you only order me about like this when we're here alone?
Your parents are soft on you, that's why.
Soft on me?
That's right. You're ruined.
Ruined?
You know what's the matter with you, don't you?
What, Grandma?
You're growing too fast.
But I can't help if I'm growing fast, Grandma.
Of course you can. Oh, this tea's too hot. Growing's a nasty, childish habit.
But we have to grow. If we didn't grow, we'd never be grown-ups.
Rubbish, boy, rubbish. Look at me. Am I growing? Certainly not.
But you did once, Grandma.
Only very little. I gave up growing when I was extremely small, along with all the other nasty, childish habits, like laziness and disobedience, and greed and sloppiness and untidiness and stupidity. You haven't given up any of these things, have you?
I'm still a little boy, Grandma.
You're 8 years old. That's old enough to know better. If you don't stop growing soon, it'll be too late.
Too late for what?
It's ridiculous. You're nearly as tall as me already.
I suppose you really are rather tiny.
I am very tiny. My legs are so short I have to have a footstool to put my feet on.
Daddy says it's fine for a man to be tall.
Don't listen to your daddy. He's talking rot. Listen to me.
But how can I stop myself growing?
Well, there's one way I can think of straight away.
And what's that?
Eat less chocolate.
Does chocolate make you grow?
It makes you grow the wrong way, up instead of down.
Up instead of down?
This tea's going cold, you stupid boy. Never grow up, always down.
Yes, Grandma.
And stop eating chocolate.
Yes, Grandma.
Eat cabbage instead.
Cabbage? Oh, no, I don't like cabbage.
How like a boy? It's not what you like or what you don't like. It's what's good for you that counts. From now on, you must eat cabbage. And if it's got caterpillars in it, so much the better.
Oh, Grandma!
Caterpillars give you brains. It's true.
Mummy washes them down the sink.
Mummy's as stupid as you are.
Oh!
I'm only speaking my mind. Pass me a bit of shortbread.
Here you are, Grandma.
Now, cabbage. Cabbage doesn't taste of anything without a few boiled caterpillars in it. Or slugs.
Not slugs. I couldn't eat slugs.
That's because you're a twerp and you don't know what's good for you. Whenever I see a live slug on a piece of lettuce, I gobble it up quick before it crawls away. Oh, delicious, delicious. Worms and slugs and beetly bugs.
You're joking, Grandma.
I never joke.
Sorry.
Beetles are perhaps the best of all. They go crunch.
Ouch! Grandma, that's beastly.
She's a mad old hag, thought George. There's no doubt about it. Watch out.
Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get a beetle inside the stem of a stick of celery. That's what I like.
Grandma, how could you?
You find all sorts of nice things in sticks of raw celery. Sometimes it's earwigs.
I don't want to hear about
A
it.
big fat earwig is very tasty.
She's crackers, George thought. Absolutely crackers.
But you've got to be quick, my dear, when you put one of those in your mouth.
Completely balmy.
It has a pair of sharp nippers on its back end, and if it grabs your tongue with those, it never lets go.
She's off her head.
So you've got to bite the earwig first. Chop, chop, before it bites you.
Get away, George said to himself. Get as far away from this filthy old woman as possible.
You're trying to get away from me, aren't you?
Well, no, but
Hey,
yes, but
you're
no,
trying to get
no,
away
but
from
it's
Grandma.
Not, it's not like...
She could be a witch. George thought about witches. Witches aren't just found in fairy tales, he knew that. But that old woman in that old chair, his grandma, could be one.
Come closer to me, little boy.
But...
Come closer to me, and I will tell you secrets.
Oh, Grandma.
Come on, I won't hurt you.
George didn't believe this for 1 second. Look at that smile. That's the sort of icy smile a snake might make just before it bites you.
Come over here to Grandma, and she'll whisper secrets to you.
I can't.
You can't?
I have to go and feed Jack Frost.
Nonsense. It's only just past his breakfast time. Come here, George. Don't be frightened of Grandma.
But George was frightened of Grandma. She was too spooky.
Some of us have magic powers.
Magic powers?
Magic powers that can twist the creatures of this earth into wondrous shapes.
What do you mean?
Some of us have fire on our tongues and sparks in our bellies and wizardry in the tips of our fingers.
Oh,
Some of us know secrets that would make your hair stand straight up on end and your eyes pop out of their sockets.
oh, Grandma, don't.
George knew he should run. Run away now. But something was the matter. His feet wouldn't move. His feet were glued to the spot.
We know how to make your nails drop off and teeth grow out of your fingers instead.
Stop it, Grandma. Stop it, please don't.
We know how to have you wake up in the morning with a long tail coming out behind you.
No more, please.
We know secrets, my dear, about dark places where dark things live and squirm and slither all over each other.
George knew he must get away. Go now. Make a dive for the door.
It doesn't matter how far you run, you won't ever get away.
Stop it, please stop it. I hate her. I hate her horrid bony fingers. And I hate her nasty brown teeth.
As he said this, his mind got to work again, and he had an idea. If you hate her so much, perhaps it's time to do something about her.
I've got to do something about her. Now's my chance.
Something whopping, something absolutely terrific, a real shocker.
Wow!
A sort of explosion.
An explosion!
Something that will blow away the witchy smell that hangs all around her.
Yes!
George knew that in spite of being only 8 years old, he was a brave boy, and he was more than ready to take this old woman on.
I'm not going to be frightened by her. I'm not. But how am I going to shake her up? I could put a firework banger under her chair. No, I haven't got one. I could put a long green snake down the back of her dress. No, I haven't got one of those either. I could put 6 big black rats in with her and lock the door. But I haven't got 6 big black rats. Oh dear.
But another idea came to him when he looked at the sideboard.
I know.
Up there on the sideboard was Grandma's medicine.
Yes, Grandma's medicine. I'll make her a new medicine. One that's so strong and so fierce and so fantastic it'll either cure her completely or blow off the top of her head. I'll make her a magic medicine, a medicine no doctor in the world has ever made before. I've got an hour before her next dose is due. Yes, a magic medicine it shall be. So give me a bug and a jumping flea. Give me 2 snails and lizards 3, and a slimy squiggler from the sea, and the poisonous sting of a bumblebee. and the juice from the fruit of the jujube tree, and the powdered bone of a wombat's knee, and 100 other things as well, each with rather nasty smell. I'll stir them up, I'll boil them long, a mixture tough, a mixture strong, and then hey-oh, and down it goes, a nice big spoonful, hold your nose, just gulp it down and have no fear. How do you like it, Granny dear? Will she go pop? Will she explode? Will she go flying down the road? Will she go poof in a puff of smoke? Start fizzing like a can of Coke? Who knows, not I, let's wait and see. I'm glad it's neither you nor me. Yeah, Grandma, if you only knew. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew. Oh, Grandma, if you only knew what I've got in store for you.
Now George's brain really set to work. The first thing he'd need would be a saucepan.
A big saucepan.
George! George! What are you doing?
Nothing, Grandma.
You're making a lot of noise doing nothing. That's the noisiest nothing I've heard in my life, boy. You needn't think I can't hear you just because you closed the door. You're rattling the saucepans.
I'm just tidying the kitchen, Grandma.
Ha!
No messing about, no hesitating, no wondering whether a particular thing will knock the old girl sideways or not. George was going to put everything he could find into this medicine.
Everything.
Whatever he saw, if it's runny or powdery or gooey, in it will go.
Right.
Nobody will ever have made a medicine like this before. If it doesn't actually cure her, then it'll cause some exciting results.
It'll be worth watching. But where do I start?
He thought hard. The bathroom.
The bathroom.
He'd start in the bathroom. There are always lots of funny things in a bathroom. So he took the saucepan with him.
Right, the medicine cupboard.
Uh-oh, came a warning voice in his head. You know you're not allowed to touch that. Remember your promise.
Promise me, George, you'll never ever touch anything in the medicine cupboard.
Yes, Mum.
Your mother's right. The medicine cupboard is no place for a boy, George.
Yes, Dad.
There are things in there that could actually kill a person.
Really?
Really? So, you promise us now, George?
I promise.
So, the medicine cupboard was out of bounds.
I want to give Grandma a pretty fiery mouthful, but I don't want a dead body on my hands.
No, the last thing George wanted was a dead body.
OK, so what have we got on the shelves? Let's see. Here's a nice big bottle of yellow stuff.
Golden gloss and glow cleans hair through. Whatever would you do with a golden gloss shampoo?
Oh, yes. That ought to wash her tummy nice and clean. Now then. Toothpaste. Must have some toothpaste. But which one should it be?
Whiter than white, brighter than light, teeth shine bright with Fango Bright.
New Fango Bite toothpaste now with a double mint stripe.
Fango Bite. That's the one for Grandma. That should brighten up those horrid brown teeth of hers. And nail varnish. Let's put that in. If the toothpaste doesn't clean her teeth, then this will paint them as red as roses.
Then he suddenly remembered the shaving foam. The medicine wouldn't be right without that.
Dad's shaving foam. Yes. God, I love playing with this. Wow. Look at that mountain of white foam. Fantastic. Whee! Hey! Now what's in this jar?
Does your skin feel dry and crumpled?
Grandma's does. She needs ironing.
Then try new Vitapore.
Vitapore?
Vitamin enriched for smoother, clearer, younger skin. You won't know yourself.
Let's hope I won't know Grandma. Hooray! In it goes.
And there was some hair remover on the top shelf. George read the label. Smear it onto your legs and allow to remain for 5 minutes.
Oh, yes. Oh,
And Dishworth's famous dandruff cure.
that's going in for sure.
Then some Brilliant for cleaning false teeth on the basin by the cold tap.
Great. And what about this?
Liquid paraffin.
Oh, it doesn't say what it does. Oh, never mind. We'll soon find out. I'll shove it in anyway. And that's the lot.
But it wasn't quite the lot.
Or is it?
There was an aerosol can sitting on the bath, and George definitely wouldn't want to miss that.
Wow!
Never more honking, honking, honking. Never more honking, deodorant spray.
Guaranteed to keep away unpleasant body smells for a whole day.
Never more honking, deodorant spray.
Brilliant! Grandma could use plenty of that. I'm going to spray the whole can in.
George had to get a move on. His next stop was the bedroom, and the best place to find ingredients in the bedroom was the dressing table.
Helga's hair set. Hold 12 inches away from the hair and spray lightly. Oh, goody! Another aerosol. These are my favourites. Now then, lipsticks. They can all go in. Pink plaster powder. Cool, that's good. I'll put the powder puff in too. This medicine looks fantastic.
He suddenly noticed a bottle by the mirror. What could that be?
I don't know. Oh, smells like old cheese.
A woman is the fragrance she wears. Now, I'm a down-to-earth sort of woman, and that's why I choose Flowers of Turnips, a brand new fragrance from Collection Jardinière Paris. Flowers of Turnips, for those of us who want to be closer to nature.
In it went, now down to the laundry room. George just knew that the laundry room would be full of all kinds of possibilities.
Oh, yes. I'll find some fabulous stuff in the laundry room. Oops!
George nearly stumbled with the saucepan. Oh, steady. He knew it would be a pity to spill it all now.
Oh, I don't know where to start in here. What's in this big box? Super white for automatic washing machines. Dirt will disappear like magic. I don't know if Grandma's automatic or not, but she's dirty all right. She better have it all.
Then he spotted the Waxwell floor polish.
Waxwell floor polish. This looks good. Removes filth and foul messes from your floor and leaves everything shiny bright. Yeah! God, this is looking really good.
And there was some canary seed on the shelf.
Canary seed! Perhaps it'll make the old bird sing.
But something stopped him in his tracks. A problem.
Oh dear.
Grandma's medicine was brown.
Grandma's medicine is brown, and this is a sort of sludgy, creamy colour. Oh dear, she'll smell a rat.
But a solution was near at hand. How about some shoe polish, he thought.
Shoe polish! Dark tan. That'll do the trick. And what's this? Wow, flea powder! Oh, this is wonderful!
He studied the label. Keep well away from the dog's food because this powder, if eaten, will make the dog explode.
Hooray! Perfect! That's just what I wanted.
Back to the kitchen he went like greased lightning. It was almost time to brew it up. But as he passed the sideboard, another idea came to him.
Grandma's gin! Great! I'm going to put the whole bottle in.
Back in the kitchen, George rooted in the cupboard. There was loads to choose from there.
I'm going to have a tin of curry powder,
Excellent choice.
a tin of mustard powder,
Bravo!
a bottle of extra hot chili sauce,
Perfect!
a tin of black peppercorns,
Superb!
and a bottle of horseradish sauce.
George knew this was going to be really hot stuff.
That should do it.
George!
Oh, no.
George! Who are you talking to in there?
Nobody, Grandma.
Well, I can hear you talking to yourself then. First sign of madness. What are you up to?
Nothing, Grandma. Absolutely nothing.
If I believe that, I'll believe anything. Is it time for me medicine yet?
No, Grandma, not for about another half an hour.
Well, just see you don't forget it.
I won't, Grandma. I promise I won't. It's looking good, but I want it to be better than good.
George pondered. He knew that hairspray and shaving cream and shoe polish were all very well, and they'd probably cause some splendid explosions inside the old geezer, but what the magic mixture needed now was a touch of the real stuff, real pills and real tonics.
Oh, it's so annoying that the medicine cupboard is out of bounds.
Then inspiration hit. Well, the medicine cupboard in the house may be out of bounds, but there's another medicine cupboard, isn't there?
In the shed next to the hen house. The animal medicines.
Nobody had ever told him that he mustn't touch them.
Brilliant.
George stared up at the medicine shelf. He found himself gazing at 5 big bottles.
I'm going to use them all. Grandma needs them. Boy, does she need them. Right. Now, what's this orange-coloured powder? Ah, there's a label on it from the vet.
For chickens with foul pest, hen gripe, sore beaks, gammy legs, cockroolitis, egg trouble, broodiness or loss of feathers, mix 1 spoonful only with each bucket of feed.
1 spoonful? Never. The whole lot's going in. The old bird won't be losing any feathers after she's had a dose of this. Now then, these purple pills.
For horses with horse throats. The horse-throated horse should suck on pill twice a day.
Grandma may not have a horse throat, but she's certainly got a sharp tongue. Maybe they'll cure that instead. Next. God, this looks good. It's like glue.
For cows, bulls and bullocks. Will cure cowpox, cow mange, crumpled horns, bad breath in bulls, earache, toothache, headache, hoofache, tailache, and sore udders.
That grumpy old cow in the living room has every one of those rotten illnesses. She'll need it all.
Then he spotted some bright red liquid. Oh, he couldn't walk past that. A splash of that would simply have to go in. But what was it?
Sheep dip.
For sheep with sheep rot and for getting rid of ticks and fleas. Mix 1 spoonful in 1 gallon of water and slosh it over the sheep. Caution, do not make the mixture any stronger or the wool will fall out and the animal will be naked.
Naked? By gum, how I'd love to slosh it all over old Grandma and watch the ticks and fleas go jumping off her.
But George, being the genius that he was, realised that he couldn't do that. So he poured it into the saucepan.
She'll have to drink it instead.
Now for the last bottle, which contained pale green pills. What on earth were they for?
Pig pills. Pig pills?
For pigs with pork prickles, tender trotters, bristle blight and swine sickness, give 1 pill per day. In severe cases, 2 pills may be given, but more than that will make the pig rock and roll.
Just the stuff for that miserable old pig back there in the house. She'll need a huge dose.
George set off towards the house, but another idea struck him as he passed the garage.
Oh, yes!
There were bound to be some interesting things in there. First, he found a can of engine oil.
Oh, yes! That'll keep Grandma's engine going smoothly.
Then he picked up a bottle of antifreeze.
To keep her radiator from freezing up in winter.
And some lovely sticky black grease.
To grease her creaking joints. Great!
All it needed now, as far as George was concerned, was a good stir with a stick over in the corner.
It's fabulous! All thick and creamy. Look at all those colours. It's amazing, but...
Something was the matter. Something was bothering him.
The pills aren't melting. There are hundreds of them just lying on the bottom of the pan.
There was only one thing for it.
I'll have to boil it up. 1 good quick boil on the stove is what it needs.
Back to the kitchen went George, so full of excitement he thought he was going to burst. He put the saucepan down and lit the gas burner on the stove.
Right, let's get brewing up.
George! George!
Yes, Grandma?
It's time for me medicine, you wretched boy.
Not yet, Grandma. There's still 20 minutes before 11 o'clock.
What mischief are you up to in there now? I can hear noises.
He wasn't going to answer her. Just get hold of the wooden spoon and stir for all you're worth, he thought. That's it. Keep stirring.
Wow! Just look at it frothing and foaming. And look at all that blue smoke. What a smell.
Bewitching, spicy, staggering, fierce and frenzied, and full of wizardry and magic.
When I get a whiff of it, it's like firecrackers are going off in my skull and electric prickles are running down my legs. Look, there are sparks. Wow, it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's marvellous. Fiery broth and witch's brew. Foamy froth and riches blue. Fume and spume and spoon drift spray. Fizzle, swizzle, shout hooray. Watch it sloshing, swashing, splashing. Hear it hissing, swishing, fizzing. Grandma better start to brush. It needs more brown in it. It simply must be brown or she'll get suspicious.
How about the tool shed, he wondered.
The tool shed, yes, it's full of paint.
Quick, there's not a moment to lose. George gazed in wonder at the cans of paint.
Perfect.
He thought he'd go for the dark brown gloss.
Yep, that's just the colour I'm looking for.
So he took it straight back to the kitchen and slopped it in.
Oh, yes. What a colour. Look at that, a lovely, rich, creamy brown. It's perfect.
George!
Uh-oh.
Where's that medicine, my boy? You're forgetting me. You always forget me. You're doing it on purpose. I shall kill your mother.
I'm not forgetting you, Grandma. I'm thinking of you all the time. But there are still 10 minutes to go before your medicine's due.
You're a nasty little maggot. You're a lazy, disobedient little worm. That's what you are. And you're growing too fast.
Just ignore it, George told himself. Go and fetch Grandma's real medicine from the sideboard, tip it all down the sink, then fill the bottle with your own magic mixture. That's it, with a little jug. Great stuff.
You're growing too fast for your own good.
It's not quite cool enough.
And I'll tell your mother. I will. I'll tell her that you haven't been looking after me.
I know. I'll hold the bottle under the tap.
You'll get it in the neck, you horrible little brute. You see if you don't.
George dried the bottle,
Wait till I tell your mother.
picked up the silver spoon,
I shall make sure you have a jolly good thrashing.
and the great moment had arrived.
You won't sit down for a week.
This is it. In I go.
And in he went.
Medicine time, Grandma.
I should hope so too. You're late.
I don't think I am, Grandma.
Don't interrupt me in the middle of a sentence.
But you finished your sentence, Grandma.
There you go again! Always interrupting and arguing. You really are a tiresome little boy. What's the time?
It's exactly 11 o'clock.
You're lying, as usual. Stop talking so much and give me my medicine. Shake the bottle first. Then pour it into the spoon and make sure it's a whole spoonful.
This was the moment he'd been waiting for. Just think of all the mad and marvellous things that have gone into making this crazy stuff. The shaving soap, the hair remover, the dandruff cure, the automatic washing powder, the flea powder for dogs, the shoe polish, the black pepper, the horseradish sauce, and all the rest of them, not to mention the powerful animal pills and powders and liquids, and the brown paint.
Open your mouth wide, Grandma, and I'll pop it in. Here we go. Swallow it down.
George stepped back. By golly, this is going to be worth watching, he thought. Grandma shot up in the air like a jack-in-the-box. She was suspended there. George stared at her bulging eyes, at her hair sticking out on end.
Is something wrong, Grandma? Are you all right? You look as though you swallowed a red-hot poker.
She was lost for words. Whoops! Then down she came.
Call the fire brigade. My stomach's on fire.
It's just the medicine, Grandma. It's good, strong stuff.
Fire! Fire! Fire in the basement! Get a bucket! Man the hoses! Do something, quick!
Cool it, Grandma. Oh, no! Grandma, there's smoke coming out of your nostrils. And out of your mouth. By golly, you really are on fire.
Of course I'm on fire! I'll be burnt to a crisp, I'll be fried to a frizzle, I'll be boiled like a beetroot!
Quick, thought George. Run to the kitchen. Get a jug of water. Hurry! There are clouds of black smoke coming out of her nose.
Open your mouth, Grandma. Let me pour this water in. There. The fire's out. You'll be all right now, Grandma.
All right? Who's all right? There's jacket jumpers in me tummy, there's squigglers in me belly, there's bangers in me bottom.
You'll find it's doing you a lot of good, that medicine, Grandma.
Good? Doing me good? It's killing me!
Goodness me, Grandma had started to bulge.
Grandma, you're swelling up.
She was puffing up all over.
Grandma, someone's pumping you up.
She was going to explode.
I'm going to explode!
No, you're not, Grandma. You've got a puncture. I can hear it. You're coming down. How's things, Grandma?
Good grief, said George to himself. Whatever is she doing now? She was jerking and twisting. My word, she flipped herself clean out of her chair.
That's terrific, Grandma. You haven't stood up like that for years. Look at you. You're standing up all on your own, and you're not even using a stick.
Grandma was miles away, in another world. Whatever would the old hag do next? Soon George's question was answered. Grandma started to grow. Up she went, slowly, slowly, inch by inch, up, getting taller and taller, longer and longer, thinner and thinner, like a piece of elastic being pulled upwards by invisible hands. She was nearly 8 feet tall.
Hey, Grandma, stop growing. Stop going up. Hang on. You better stop now or you'll be hitting the ceiling.
George dived out of the way in the nick of time.
Oh, Grandma, Daddy's just had this whole room repainted. Hadn't you better stop now?
But Grandma didn't stop. Upstairs flew George as fast as his legs would carry him. Quick, there's no stopping her. Her head and shoulders have completely disappeared and she's still going.
She'll be coming through my bedroom floor like a mushroom.
Whoopee! Hallelujah! Here I come!
Steady on, Grandma.
With a hey noddy no one, huh?
Mind the bed.
Just watch me grow!
Look at the mess you're making in my room.
Terrific medicine! Splendiferous medicine! Give me some more!
Oh my, thought George. She's as dotty as a donut.
Come on, boy, give me some more! Dish it out! I'm slowing down!
George reckoned that one more slurp wouldn't do any harm. Just one more spoonful.
All right, Grandma, if you say so, but only one more spoonful.
Yes, yes!
Here you are. Oh, good grief!
Your feet are still on the floor in the living room, but my head's nearly through the ceiling of your bedroom, George! Just watch me go!
That's the attic above you, Grandma. I'd keep out of there. It's full of bugs and bogles. Oh, dear.
I'm still going! Give me another dose, my boy, and let's get through the roof!
No, Grandma, no! You're busting up the whole house.
To heck with the house! I want some fresh air! I haven't been outside for 20 years!
By golly, she is going through the roof.
Downstairs went George. He made straight for the yard. It would be awful if she bashed up the roof as well. George's father would be furious, and he'd get the blame because he made the medicine and he'd given her too much.
Don't come through the roof, Grandma. Please don't!
Boy, how's that for a bash-up?
Don't you think you'd better stop now, Grandma?
Oh, yeah, I've stopped. I feel terrific. Didn't I tell you I had magic powers?
Yes, Grandma.
Didn't I warn you I had wizardry in the tips of my fingers?
Yes, Grandma, but...
But you wouldn't listen to me, would you? You wouldn't listen to your old grandma.
Well...
You didn't believe I could do it.
You didn't do it, Grandma.
What do you mean I didn't do it?
I did it. I made you a new medicine.
A new medicine? You? What rubbish.
I did.
You're lying as usual. You're always lying.
I'm not lying, Grandma. I swear I'm not.
Are you telling me you actually made a new medicine all by yourself?
Yes, Grandma, all by myself.
I don't believe you, but I'm very comfortable up here. Fetch me a cup of tea.
Oh, Grandma, you must believe me.
How could I possibly ever believe you, boy? You're a spoiled little toad who tells lies and doesn't love his grandma.
I know. Come here, little hen. Come on. Come here. Tick, 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 tick. Watch this, Grandma. I'm going to give the hen some medicine.
Oh, you are you? Pah!
Tick, tick, tick. Come on, have some of this. Good chicken, chick, chick. Do you see this, Grandma? She's drinking it.
You are the most ridiculous boy.
See that, Grandma? The hen shot up in the air just like a rocket.
Ludicrous animal.
Now watch. Down she comes.
That looks like a pretty sick hen to me, boy. You are stupid. You are so stupid. That hen's gonna die. Your father will be after you now. He'll give you socks and serve you right. Oh, my word, it's on fire! The hen's on fire! Get some water from the trough, you silly boy! Run! That hen will be roasted and ready for eating any moment. Gracious me, just watch her sizzle! The old hen's laid her last egg, I'll be bound. Hens don't do any laying after they've been on fire.
Watch out, Grandma. I think it's going to jump. There it goes.
It's a circus hen. It's just turned a complete somersault. It's a flipping acrobat.
Look at it now, Grandma.
By jingo, it's growing. The Richard bird's growing.
Bigger and bigger, taller and taller.
It's 4 times its normal size.
It's had the magic medicine, Grandma, and it's growing just like you did.
Except I got thinner and this bird is just getting bigger and bigger. Goodness, it's as big as a horse. It's as big as a horse, I'll tell you.
Doesn't it look marvellous, Grandma?
It's ridiculous.
It's fantastic.
It's absurd and it's not as tall as me.
It will be, Grandma.
Nonsense! Nothing will ever be as tall as me. Compared with me, that head is teensy small. I am the tallest of them all.
George! Come and give me a hand with these groceries, will you?
Yes, Mum.
Here, take the milk and... What on earth? Oh, that hen. A giant hen. No, dear. Oh, George. I don't think I'm very well.
If you don't think you're well, what about me, Mary?
Mother, is that you?
Of course it's me. Don't you recognise your own mother's voice?
Where are you?
I'm up here. Cooey, Mary, I'm up here.
Mother!
How about that then, eh, Mary? I bet you've never seen a hen as big as that. That's George's giant hen, that is.
But...
It's George's magic medicine. We've both had it. It's a hen and I.
But how on earth did you get up on the roof?
I didn't. My feet are still standing on the floor in the living room.
Oh, dear. I can't. I think I'm going to faint.
Just sit down, Mum. Sit down.
Hello there! What's going on?
It's Dad.
Good heavens! What's this? Knock me down with a feather.
It will if you're not careful.
What's happened? Where did it come from? It's a giant hen. Who did it?
I did.
You did?
Never mind the hen. Look at me!
Shut up, Grandma. I've never seen anything like it. That is the biggest hen I've ever seen in my entire life.
What about me?
Shut up, Grandma. It's fantastic. It's colossal. It's gigantic. It's tremendous. It's a miracle.
Look, it's about to lay an egg. It's sitting in the middle of the yard. Hooray! There it is.
Oh, this is all too much.
Biggest egg in history.
What about me?
Shut up, Grandma.
That egg would make scrambled eggs for 20 people.
What a wonder.
What a miracle.
What about me?
Shut up, Grandma. George, how much of this medicine have you got?
Lots.
How much is lots?
There's a big saucepanful of it.
A saucepanful?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
And this bottle here's still nearly full.
For years and years, I've been trying to breed bigger and bigger animals. Bigger bulls for beef, bigger pigs for pork, bigger sheep for mutton.
And now you can.
Right you are. Let's not waste a moment. Come with me, bring the medicine. We'll start in the pigsty, George. Right now, a spoonful for the pig.
Here we are.
That's it. Quickly, lad, there's no time to lose. Delicious. Oh, it liked that, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Splendid. I'm going to be the richest farmer in the country. Look, my word, just look at the smoke coming out of its nose.
Wow.
Well, swipe me if it isn't leaping about all over the place. What a pig, what a pig.
Watch closely, Dad.
I'm watching.
Dad, it's starting. It's starting to grow.
So it is. It's a whopper! It's the biggest pig in the world!
It's enormous!
George, this medicine is marvellous! Come on, let's be off to the field.
Okay, Dad.
That herd of bullocks in there could do with a dose. I can't wait to see the magic work on them. Then the sheep.
Then Jack Frost.
Yeah, then the nanny goat. We're going to be the richest farmers in the world, in the universe.
What about me? George! George! Get me a cup of tea this minute, you idle little beast.
Don't listen to the old goat. She's stuck where she is, and a good thing too. Come on, let's find those bullocks.
But we can't leave her up there, Dad. What if it rains?
George! Oh, you horrible little boy, you disgusting little worm.
Don't answer her, George. We haven't time to deal with her now.
Fetch me a cup of tea at once and a slice of currant cake.
We'll have to get her out, Dad. She won't give us any peace if we don't.
George, where are you? Oh, there you both are. Now we must do something about Mother.
Rubbish! Let us stay there. I'm too busy making my animals big.
But she's my own mother.
She's a pain in the neck.
I don't care.
Well, I do, and I've had enough of her.
Mr. Killicranky, I'm not leaving my own mother sticking up through the roof for the rest of her life.
Oh, all right. When we've given the medicine to all the animals, I'll come and phone the crane company.
Might you get them to send their biggest crane?
All right. Come on, George.
I mean, it'll have to be the biggest one. We don't
Yes,
have
all
time.
right, woman. On to the sheep.
Young man!
Well, strike a light. It is an old woman up there.
I know it's an old woman. They said it was an old woman.
Yeah, but I didn't really believe it was an old woman, did you?
I'm up here. Get me down quick. I need me tea.
Blimey, what an old hag, eh? Look at them teeth.
How did she get up there?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Funny goings on, if you ask me. We'll have to climb up there, mate.
Get me down, I'll say now. I need a slice of currant cake.
Need more than that, darling.
Quick.
All right, lady. We're being as quick as we can.
She's a witch. I reckon she's a witch.
Hurry up. I'm desperate for me cake.
Here we are. I'm just going to tie these ropes under your arms. Then we'll lift you clean out of the roof, love.
Don't you love me?
Not a chance. We're lifting you up now, lady.
Now we're lowering you to the ground.
Easy.
That's better. And about time, too.
Our pleasure, madam.
Is that what you call it?
Blimey, what an old... She is ugly.
Oh, that's better. Oh, I think I could do with a sandwich now.
Mother, you're back.
Of course I'm back, and I want me tea.
Your medicine hasn't made it any sweeter tempered, George.
That's enough lip from you, Killicranky. I'll tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
It's cured all my aches and pains.
Well, there's a thing.
I feel as frisky as a ferret, I do.
Steady now, Mother.
Jack Frost! Here I come, Jack Frost!
No, Mother. No.
Please don't get on my pony, Grandma.
Why ever not? He's big enough. Here we go.
Oh, no!
Giddy up, out of my way, everyone. Clear the decks. Stand back, all you miserable midgets, or I'll trample you to death.
Oh, dear.
Whee-haw! Me
This is really too much.
At least she can't come indoors, that's all I can see.
But where on earth is she going to sleep?
In the hay barn, of course.
Oh, no, dear.
With all the rats and mice. And much good may it do her.
I can't possibly agree to
Yes,
that.
you can. You'll love it. Now then, George, listen very carefully.
Please let him eat his breakfast,
He
dear.
can eat his breakfast and listen at the same time. Listen,
What, Dad?
I've been awake all night thinking about it.
About what, Dad?
About your marvellous medicine, of course.
Oh, really, dear, enough's enough.
Shh, we can't stop now. We must start making more of it at once.
Oh, no.
More and more and more.
Why, Dad? Why do we need more?
Because the giant saucepan is completely empty. We've dosed all the sheep and pigs and cows and bullocks.
Exactly. We've done all our own animals and we've made Grandma feel as frisky as a ferret.
Even though she does have to sleep in the barn.
My dear boy, we need barrels and barrels of it. Tons and tons.
But why?
So we can sell it to every farmer in the world so that all of them can have giant animals.
Oh, really, dear?
We will build a marvellous medicine factory and sell the stuff in bottles at £5 a time. We'll become rich, and you, George, will become famous.
But wait a minute, Dad.
There's no waiting.
Calm down, dear.
Why should I calm down?
Well, you've just put butter in your coffee for one thing.
Who cares? We're on the verge of a whole new adventure. George's marvellous medicine factory will make us a fortune.
But it's so dangerous, dear.
Don't you understand, George, what this tremendous invention of yours is going to do to the world?
Well, not really.
Nobody will ever go hungry again.
Why?
Because one giant cow will give 50 buckets of milk a day. One giant chicken will make 100 fried chicken dinners. And one giant pig will give you 1,000 pork chops. It's tremendous, my dear boy. It's fantastic. It'll change the world.
But wait a minute, Dad.
Don't keep saying wait a minute. There isn't a minute to wait. We must get cracking at once.
Oh, please calm down, dear.
Why should I?
Because you've just put marmalade on your cornflakes.
The heck with my cornflakes. Come on, George, let's get going.
Oh, dear.
And the first thing we'll do is to make one more saucepanful as a tester.
But, Dad, the trouble is...
There won't be any trouble, my boy.
Oh, dear.
How can there possibly be any trouble? All you've got to do is put the same stuff into the saucepan as you did yesterday. And while you're doing it, I'll write down each and every item. That's how we'll get the magic recipe.
You really must calm down, dear.
Why?
Because you've just put milk on your toast.
I don't care, I tell you. When the new mixture is ready, we'll test it out on an old hen just to make absolutely sure we've got it right. And after that, we'll all shout hooray and build a giant factory.
But, Dad...
What is it you want to say?
I can't.
You can't what?
Give him time, dear.
I can't possibly remember all the hundreds of things I put into the saucepan to make the medicine.
Yeah, of course you can, my dear boy. I'll help you. I'll jog your memory. You'll get it in the end, you see if you don't. Now then, what was the very first thing you put in?
I went up to the bathroom first.
Oh, dear.
I used a lot of things in the bathroom and on Mummy's dressing table.
George?
Come on then, up we go to the bathroom. Now, look here. All these empty tubes and aerosols and bottles.
Oh, yes.
That tells us exactly what you used. If anything is empty, it means you used it.
You're brilliant, Dad.
So, we just need to make a list in here, then in the bedroom, then wherever else you went. Then all I do is get in the car with the list and go and buy everything we need.
Hooray!
And as soon as I'm back, you can show me exactly how you did it, George.
All right, Dad.
I'm not at all sure about all this, George.
I know, Mum.
But you know your father. Once he's got an idea in his head, there's no stopping him.
No, Mum.
Poor old Grandma's still sleeping in the hay barn.
Yes, Mum.
Goodness knows if she'll ever get back in the house.
No, Mum.
Oh! Here's a car. It's your father back. Oh, he'll have spent a fortune on those ingredients. I'll take Grandma her tea.
I'm back.
Oh, dear.
George, here we are, my boy.
Hi, Dad.
Line all the ingredients up near the sink. There's a good lad. I think I've got everything. Washing powder, toothpaste,
Yep.
lipstick, and all the pills from the vets, of course.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. Now then, which one did you put in first?
This one.
Golden gloss and
Oh, not again.
please her through. Whatever would you do with that golden gloss shampoo?
Lovely. Then what?
Then the toothpaste.
The toothpaste,
Then the shaving soap.
shaving soap,
Then the face cream.
face cream,
And the nail varnish.
nail varnish. Keep at it, my boy. Keep putting them in. Don't stop, don't pause, don't hesitate.
The powder.
Powder,
The lipstick. The
Lipstick.
dandruff shampoo.
shampoo,
And the
the
perfume.
perfume. Oh, it's such a pleasure, my dear fellow, to watch you work.
Then the washing powder and the
Washing
floor
powder.
polish.
More polish.
Then the horseradish.
Horseradish.
And then the chili.
Chili. Hurry. Now what did you do? Did you stir it?
I boiled it,
You boiled it.
but not for long, and I stirred it as well.
Terrific! Come on, light the gas. That's the ticket. Stir away, boy. How does it look?
It's not brown enough.
Not brown enough. Why?
I don't know.
Well, you must know.
Oh, I do know. I've forgotten something.
What? Tell me quick, because if we've forgotten even one tiny thing, then it won't work. At least not in the same way.
Brown gloss paint. That's what I've forgotten.
Brown gloss paint, right. Won't be long, I'll just nip down to the hardware shop. Just you keep stirring. Brown gloss paint, brown gloss paint, brown gloss paint.
Goodness me, George. What a terrible smell.
It's just the medicine, Mother.
Oh, it looks disgusting. You didn't really give that to Grandma, did you, dear?
I did.
Oh, dear. The whole place has gone balmy. And Grandma's so unhappy in the hayloft.
Grandma's unhappy everywhere.
Don't be unkind, George.
Mary.
Oh, there she goes again. Whatever is it this time? Coming, Mother! Coming! I'm on my way.
Here we are. Brown gloss paint.
Thanks, Dad.
Let's just prise it open. There. In it goes, boy.
Ah, that's better. That's more like the right colour.
She wants a cream cracker.
It's boiling and bubbling. Is it ready yet?
And cheese.
It's ready, Dad. At least I hope it is.
Right, let's test it. Let's give some to a chicken.
My heavens alive, why don't you calm down a bit?
Calm down? You expect me to calm down? And here we are mixing up the greatest medicine ever discovered in the history of the world.
I can't find the crackers.
Come along, George. Dip a cupful out of the saucepan and get a spoon, and we'll give some to a chicken, just to make absolutely certain we've got the correct mixture.
Have you seen the crackers, dear?
The heck with the crackers! Come on, George. Now then, those chickens there didn't have any of your marvellous medicine number 1, George. I'd try one of them.
Check. Come on, chicken. Come on, good chicken.
Ah, the white speckled one's coming. Stay still, boy.
Check. Come on, good chicken.
It's interested. It's definitely interested. Here it goes. Yes, done it.
Yes.
Oh, see to that. Sparks are coming out of its beak.
Wow.
And its legs are growing, George. Look, its legs are definitely growing. Longer and longer and longer. What's happening to it?
Something's wrong.
The legs keep growing, George, but nothing else is getting any bigger. Swipe me. Looks just like a chicken on stilts.
I must have missed something out.
We've got it wrong. This chicken's no good to anybody. It's all legs. No one wants chicken's legs.
I'm sure I've missed something out.
I know you've missed something out. Well, think, boy, think. What was it you left out? Come on, come on.
I've got it.
What?
Flea powder for dogs.
You mean you put flea powder in the first one?
Yes, Dad, I did. A whole carton of it.
Well, then that's the answer.
Wait a minute. Did we have brown shoe polish on our list?
We did not.
I used that too.
Well, no wonder it went wrong. Just you wait here. I won't be long. I only need to go down to the village. Flea powder, shoe polish. Flea powder, shoe polish. Flea powder, shoe polish. Flea powder, shoe
Ah, George, have you seen the crackers?
No, Mum.
You didn't put crackers in the medicine by any chance?
No, Mum.
Where's your father?
Gone for flea powder, Mum.
Of course.
And shoe polish.
Quite. Honestly, the world's gone quite mad. Ah, here they are.
Mary! Mary! Where's me cream cracker? Have you forgotten me?
No, I'm coming, Mother. Quite mad. Oh, he's back again.
Here we are. 1 carton of flea powder for dogs and 1 tin of brown shoe polish.
Right, in it all goes.
Stir it up, George. Give it another boil. We've got it this time. I'll bet we've got it. This is the one. George's Marvellous medicine number 3. Come on, let's go try it out on a chicken. Mary, come over here and watch this one.
Coming, dear.
And don't forget me bit of bread and butter pudding.
No, Mother.
Come and watch us turning an ordinary chicken into a lovely, great, big one that lays eggs as large as footballs.
I hope you do better than last time.
Come on, chicken. Chick, 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 chick. Have some of this lovely medicine.
It's the black cockerel, George. The black cockerel's coming for it, boy. Here he goes. Keep still. Keep still, George. Yeah, he's had it.
Good heavens. I've never seen a cockerel jump that high.
Mary!
Coming, Mother.
Watch him now. Watch him grow.
What's happening?
Something's happening to his neck.
He looks to me as though he's got a headache.
I wouldn't say no to a nice bit of shortbread.
Coming, Mother.
Its neck's getting longer.
I'll see it is. Last time it was the legs, now it's the neck.
Who wants a chicken with a long neck? You can't eat a chicken's neck.
I know. Come on, George. What else have you forgotten?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do. Think, boy, think. There's probably just one vital thing missing, and you've got to remember it.
I put in some engine oil from the garage. Did you have that on your list?
Eureka! That's the answer. How much did you put in?
Half a pint. And some antifreeze. I sloshed in a bit of antifreeze.
Antifreeze, engine oil, antifreeze. Here we are, engine oil and antifreeze. Shove it in, George. Boil it up. Boil it and stir it.
You'll never get it right. I don't know why you don't just give up.
Nonsense.
Well, don't forget, you don't just have to have the same things, but you have to have exactly the same amounts of these things. And how can you possibly do that?
You keep out of this. We're doing fine.
Oh, here we go again.
George's Marvellous medicine number 4 is going to be the one, just you see. Come on now, boys. Scoop some out of the pan into that teacup and out into the yard we go.
You're going to have some mighty queer chickens if you go on like this.
I said keep out of it.
Oh, please yourself, but on your own head be it.
Dish it out, George. Give a spoonful to that brown one over there.
Chick, 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 chick. Come on. Good chicken. Try some of this.
Here she comes. Here she comes. Yes. Watch it grow. Watch it grow.
Don't be too sure. Why is he whistling like that?
Keep quiet, woman. Give it a chance.
It's getting smaller.
Impossible.
It's shrinking.
He's right.
Be quiet.
Oh, Dad, it's no bigger than a new hat. Chick.
Looks ridiculous.
There's still something you've left out.
I can't think what it could be.
Give it up. Pack it in. You'll never get it right.
Stay out of it, I tell you.
Mary! Mary!
Oh, look who's coming. It's the ancient beanpole careering across the yard. That's all we need.
Oh, mind your head, Mother. What's going on around here? Why hasn't anyone brought me my cup of tea? It's bad enough having to sleep in the barn with the rats and mice without being completely forgotten. I could starve to death.
I'm sorry, Mother, we've been terribly busy. I'll get you some tea right away.
Let George get it, the lazy little brute. Oh, he's already got a cup of tea, I see. So that's your game, is it? You look after yourself, all right, don't you? You make quite sure you've got a nice cup of tea, but you didn't think to bring one to your poor old grandma. I always knew you were a selfish little pig.
No, Grandma, this isn't...
Don't lie to me, boy. Pass it up here this minute.
No, Mother, don't. Don't take that cup. It's not for you.
Now you're against me too, my own daughter, trying to stop me having me breakfast, trying to starve me out.
That's not true, Mother.
Of course it's for you, Grandma. You take it and drink it while it's nice and hot.
Don't think I won't. Hand it over, George.
No, Grandma, no, you mustn't. You're not to have it.
Give it to me, boy.
Don't. That's George's Marvellous.
Everything is George's around here. George is this, George is that. I'm fed up with it.
She snatched the cup.
Drink up, Grandma. Lovely tea.
Stop her. Stop her.
Don't do it, Grandma.
No, don't. Don't, I tell you. Mother, you've just drunk 50 doses of George's Marvellous medicine number 4. And look what one tiny spoonful did to that little old brown hen.
She can't hear you. Just look at all that steam coming out of her.
This is going to be interesting.
Stop grinning, Mr. Killicranky. Now you've done it. Now you've really done it. You cooked the old girl's
I
goose.
didn't do
Oh,
anything.
yes, you did. You told her to drink it.
She'll feel better when she's let off a bit of steam.
She's going to blow up. Our boiler's going to burst.
Oh, stand clear.
Call the fire brigade. Call the police. Man the hose pipes.
It's too late.
Mother! Run to the drinking drum and put her head under the water.
She's shrinking. She started to shrink.
She's getting smaller.
Watch this, George. Watch what happens when someone's had 50 spoonfuls instead of one.
She's back to a normal height.
You can stop now, Grandma.
She's not stopping. She's not stopping. Oh, do something, somebody. She's still getting smaller.
She's no bigger than a bottle of lemonade.
How do you feel, Mother?
Well, she looks a bit cross to me.
How do I feel? How do you think I feel? How would you feel if you'd been a glorious giant a minute ago and suddenly you're a miserable midget?
She's still going. She's still getting smaller. She's no bigger than a cigarette. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Come here, Mother. Oh, sorry. How do I stop her getting smaller still?
You can't. She's had 50 times the right amount.
I must stop her. I can hardly see her as it is.
Well, catch hold of each end of her and pull.
Oh, heavens. She's no bigger than a matchstick.
A pin.
A pumpkin seed.
An apple pip.
Where is she? Where on earth is she? Mother? Oh, Mother. She's disappeared altogether.
Hurrah!
She's gone.
That's what happens to you if you're grumpy and bad-tempered. Great medicine of yours, George.
Thanks, Dad.
Mother. Mother, where are you? Where are you, Mother? Where have you got to? Oh, dear.
I don't think she's coming back.
Rosie as you can now.
No. Oh, dear.
Cheer up, Mum.
Oh, well. I suppose it's all for the best, really.
I'll say it is.
I probably won't miss her too much.
I won't miss it at all.
She was a bit of a nuisance around the house, wasn't she?
Yes, she most certainly was.
George didn't say a word. He felt quite trembly. He knew something tremendous had taken place that morning. For a few brief moments, he had touched with the very tips of his fingers the edge of a magic world.